So this morning I got on my workout machine with great resistance, but I was like, Valarie, you can do 20 minutes. Seriously, just do 20 minutes. So I got on the machine and pushed the start button. And the first thing that came up was what level of resistance did I want to use? And it made me laugh. I was like, are you kidding me? Seriously? And it's obvious, like zero resistance. And it did. So the whole time I was working out, I was thinking about the art of allowing, the law of attraction, manifesting, and what I really want, and how to make space for that to come in. And so, in the art of allowing, the biggest part of it is energetically matching your thoughts and emotions with that of which you're wanting. And it really started to challenge me in a way when I started to think about this, was because, like, when you're grieving, oh my God, you're sad, you're missing your lost one or ones so much. You're in pain, you ache, and nothing is bright, cheerful, etc. So the vibration of grief is so intense because I don't know if it's a low vibration, but it's that of lacking, versus grief also represents great love. So if you live with the side of it with great love and feel the great love that you have still for the person or people you've lost, that might be a way better place, Valarie, to hang out in the sense of manifesting. Because ultimately, in the simplest version of it, you get what you think about. And what you ultimately think about creates your emotional attraction to that. So if I'm thinking about loss, sadness, anger, the lack of abundance, ease, peace, I'm just going to get more of that. So in my zero resistance day, I am really going to activate the art of allowing and see if I can't manifest a more joyous, higher vibration space and receive messages and ideas and that creativity and that creative voice that makes us all so happy. Because in your process of thinking and designing your life, it is a creative effort. So we're all completely creative beings and we're intended to be creative beings. And so we put ideas out there, and then we have to clear the space in order to receive what we're asking for and what we're wanting. And that's obviously in your own personal space, because I could also say to that, well, I was wanting my son to stay alive, but that was his life journey and his soul completion. And I can now choose, ultimately through the art of attraction and allowing, the relationship that I feel with him now. So, and then the relationship I feel with myself, my soul, and my life experience and my creative voice, which creates my life experience in the first place, right? So, anyway, when a workout machine asks you questions or asks me questions, this is what ends up happening. But so I decided to come up with this. I came up with this idea that I was looking at this big bathtub in my bathroom, and I was like, okay, I'm going to fill from this workout machine. I'm going to fill up that bathtub with all of these really cool ideas of anything and everything that I'm wanting, including how I want to feel, and no holds. Seriously, like zero holds. Like the joy of dancing to a crazy song, or the landing in a place that brings me immense joy and creative energy. I just went off, like all of it, like these ideas, into that bathtub. And so I realized that it's so easy to lose track of that high vibration creative energy, especially in loss and grief. And grief doesn't necessarily even have to represent somebody who crossed over to the other side, or a pet that crossed over to the other side. It can represent the loss of, a decade, or a toxic job. I mean, it could, grief just goes on and on and on and on. But it's almost recognizing that this is where the energy is, this is where I want it to be, and going, okay, I'm going to take the focus off of this and put it into this energy. And it kind of zooming out in even a bigger way globally, or let's start with our country. How about that? We'll start here. Like, I think a lot about the happenings of like collective manifestation. And I realized in resistance, right? And let's use a tornado as an analogy. So there's this old paradigm and this backwards thinking or this regressive thinking that's going on a lot, and a lot of anger and a lot of opinions about what people should do and the idea of control, et cetera. See, look at this, it's still going because I was like, whoa, our country is kind of a bit of a mess. But if I focus and resist and push my energy into that space, well, then energetically, I have absolutely just aligned with the old paradigm, with that low vibration of men telling me what I can do with my body, etc. You know what I'm saying? No. So I actually am going to keep my energy over here and fuel the new paradigm and fuel the energetic match to what I'm really wanting, and the freedom and the space in which I want to live. And so I realized in all of this crazy thought while I was on my machine for 20 minutes that it does start with the individual, and that's how collectively we can make a difference in our own lives and in a greater way, contribute to the overall algorithm of higher vibration, right? So, zero resistance. That is what I'm going to try to practice and remind myself of every morning, because I believe that we can get through grief by focusing on the love aspect, the power of the love that creates the grief in the first place. So, how do I change my life? How do I change my energy? I have to change the way I think about it, because we literally get to choose the way we think about what happens to us. And we then also can be very deliberate in our creation of our life experience through that, just by saying, this is what I'm wanting, being conscious of what you're manifesting, and aligning your energy, your emotions, and your thoughts to what you're wanting, not what you're not wanting, right? Nobody wants to wake up and go, oh, yes, let me feel the agony of grief. No, they are the thought is the around the loss. But if you can wake up and go, all right, I can focus on the love that I had in that relationship and continue it on until then you get to cross over and hang out in that relationship in a different way on the other side. So, the art of allowing and realigning your energy with what you're wanting is so powerful. And this is a reminder for myself too, because I lose track of that. It's so easy to lose track of what we're wanting and how to allow it, and that we are in control of the creation of our life experience. And so think big, align your energy to what you're wanting, and feel it. Feel it, even if it's just a happier thought you're wanting, a happier feeling, or even in a bigger way, a total life change experience where you end up moving, new job, great idea, going from living a formula to a dream or a purpose. Think really as big as you can think, and you can live it. You just have to make the space to allow it. So trust the day, allow, and dream big, and zero resistance. Zero.